Breathing in and out. And breathing in and out. And just opening the sacred space in protection, calling in our guides, calling in our galactic team, the highest benevolence of the highest light, and just asking them to come into our space. And I'm curious, Maria, which galactic beings are you bringing in today? Who do you feel has come to join you in this beautiful sacred space?
First of all, my guides. I have my Pleiadian friend close to me, as well as the dragons. They always help me ground into the earth. They help me open up my channels, go chakra by chakra, and just open up to receive and to elevate my frequencies. There's a strong Pleiadian priestess presence
Mm.
as well. What about you, Kat? Who's coming through for you?
So I love to call in my dragons. I normally work with a white dragon named Ra, and sometimes a dark kind of Moroni dragon comes in too, but I haven't had much contact with that darker dragon in a while. I work with a Lyran being, a beautiful, strong lion. I work, uh, I've been working with a unicorn. I
Really?
used to work with a Pegasus.
Beautiful.
um, I work with Palladian beings as well. One in particular with beautiful long white hair in like an emerald, like just radiating an emerald blue aura,
Mm.
which is the frequency of such unconditional love and wisdom. And all of these beings for me come with different frequencies. So the Palladians, they're very wise. They've got ancient wisdom. They're very um, justice is the word. They come with a very loving presence, but it's around justice is always the word with them. My Lyran comes with strength. So when I'm needing that strength and courage, my dragon comes to ground. So if I'm doing any grid work, if I'm needing protection, my dragon comes to assist with the grounding and the protection. My unicorn and Pegasus know is normally just to play or just jump on their backs and just like fly through the dimensions.
I love that.
Archangel presence comes in a lot. Yeah, I'm curious. Do you have a lot of archangel presence, and how do you see your archangel presence?
Oh, archangels are very present and it's they're so strong. Whenever I tap into the archangels, I usually go by the coordinates. So in the
Mm-hmm,
north,
mm-hmm,
I have
mm-hmm.
Archangel Michael. And whenever I tap into his energy, it's just this like this presence just giving you all its attention and it
Mm.
just feels
So
so
light, just a
powerful, so
radiating
light.
light. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. I
Yeah,
have
same.
Archangel Ariel on
Mm-hmm.
the in the east, and I usually call upon all the elements of fire as well of the rising sun. To the south,
Beautiful.
I have Archangel Gabriel, and Archangel Gabriel just feels, again, it's this presence that just observes, and he is the archangel of the messenger of God. So I
Mm-hmm.
usually speak to Gabriel about helping send grid work. I've been
Beautiful.
working with him recently.
Mm-hmm.
A friend sent me a card that said that Archangel Gabriel works with Thor, and
Oh,
they and then you can send fire dragons to go do grid work.
yeah,
This
nice.
yeah, so I thought that was super amazing. And then to the
Mm.
west, I have Archangel Raphael. And his presence, he's come to me as the emerald flame, and it's
Mhm.
just a presence of healing and
Yes.
of
Yeah.
cleansing. And
Yeah.
whenever I call upon usually like the sacred flame of the violet flame of Saint Germain, I also call for the
Yeah.
cleansing emerald fire of Archangel Raphael.
I love that. Yeah, I work with Archangel Raphael a lot in my healings, and I always call upon Archangel Michael. He's always there. A lot with cord cutting,
Warrior,
with the sword. Yeah, that light
sword.
warrior. It's so that strong masculine, just beautiful,
Mhm.
beautiful
And
energy.
yeah, and nothing, whenever I do call upon the sword of Archangel Michael to do the cord cuttings or anything detached from anything that
Yeah,
hasn't been serving me in my
yeah,
life,
yeah, yeah.
it's just so powerful. And just to know and to rest in that certainty that
Mm,
once Archangel Michael brings out his sword, like that cord is cut.
yeah.
I am, shoo, it's gone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just like that in an
Yeah.
instant. Yeah. The other energy that's quite present is the goddess energy. So calling
Mm.
in the beautiful goddess energy. And as you might know, my goddess is a Shea. So whenever I'm needing to call in the frequency of the goddess, just calling in a Shea, and just immediately going into that beautiful pillar of light and just feeling connected, just coming home. It is so powerful. How do you experience the goddess energy?
For me, her name is Ashiva,
I love
and
that.
it is a sister frequency to Ashea. And
Mm,
whenever I do say Ashea, it's immediately like when you said it right now, my mind just went straight to the beautiful infinite source of everything at the
mm-hmm,
top. And then
mm,
I became this pillar of light, sending all the love down to Gaia, who needs it
mm.
so much right now.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's just I love that Ashaya frequency, and it brings out my goddess. Like again, her
yeah.
name is Ashiva,
Mm,
and then she's a Lyran priestess. So whenever she
beautiful.
comes in, which right now with the divine feminine, it's been,
Yeah.
like this is the year for her to rise up. And she's just been super, like whenever she comes in, I'm just like I even like sit
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
higher and straight back, and it's this divinity that like this remembrance that I really am a divine being. And when you
Mm,
remember, you're just able to shine that light out. And
mm.
and just start seeing how everything starts to change.
And
So
in
it's a
that
beautiful.
moment, you glow. Like I can literally see your frequency raise and merge with your highest expression.
Mm.
And when our frequency raises, that's how we can have that connection. So, having a connection with those multidimensional beings, your frequency is so high. It is incredible to be able to connect and talk and have communication with cosmic beings, with a multidimensional, yeah, beings. It's so
I
beautiful.
I just got reminded how not normal it was when I was like, yeah, I talk to them all the time during a car ride, and they're like, really? Yeah. And then that's when I stood like for a second, and I was like, wait, oh, I guess it's not that normal yet for everyone to be in that presence. But for me, I really want to talk about my Arcturian. Like it all started with feeling this blue like orb,
Mm,
like this blue presence. And I was like, blue aliens, like what is like who are they? And then I
yeah,
started
yeah.
learning about Arcturians. And then just like that, again, the word was a remembrance, Arcturian.
Mm-hmm,
And then just
mm-hmm.
like that, my algorithm started showing me a lot of videos about Arcturians and people
Mm.
talking about Arcturians, channeling Arcturian energy. And I just like really started to tap into that one being that now I call my little grandpa Arcturian.
And
And
how do you, yeah, sorry, keep going.
he's very wise, and he's just
Yeah.
like, if you're gonna ask how like I see the
Yes,
Arcturian
you read my
energy,
mind. We're doing telepathy, baby.
connected.
How do you see them? How do you hear them?
So the Arcturians, I see them as very very smart, very intelligent, very advanced. They use a lot of beautiful technology.
Mhm.
So I call upon them for healing as well. They're very specialized in that. I see them with my third eye. Like if I start to think about them, like I go within. It all starts in the heart and in the breath. So I take a couple deep breaths. I settle in, I remember my higher frequencies, and then I start tapping in to see their faces and to
Mm.
see, like, it just starts forming. And it's they take me places. I whenever I go, I randomly like pop out of my body sometimes, and then I go like to like random places, and usually the Arcturians there to guide me and be like, I see you made it here. Like, let's walk this way.
Mhm.
And it's just, I think it just starts through meditation and being
Yeah.
able to enter that high frequency. Like that's, and then from there you can go everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. So for me, my third eye was always the last thing to come online. So last year I did so much work to decalcify and work on opening and activating, and now it's really working for me. So I just use um, imagination. So it's just, yeah, tapping into that third eye imagination and just taking myself just wherever it needs to go and just seeing through the imagination. And imagination is real. Imagination is real. And when we come to realize that, it's really powerful.
And
Some
mhm, how closely it's connected to intuition.
Yes, yes, yeah. So using my other psychic senses too. So just knowing, feeling it. Sometimes to get places, I'll jump on my dragon's back or unicorn or Pegasus, whoever wants to come and play and be transported. What I've been doing lately is taking myself to an ancient temple in Atlantis and connecting with the star systems and just sitting there and asking to download codes and frequency from different star
Mhm.
systems. So asking to download wisdom from Lyra. So last night I went to bed and through Dreamtime, I asked to download codes from Lyra. And yeah, dream was weird. Dream time was crazy last night. But every night, going to bed and taking myself to that beautiful temple in Atlantis and asking for new codes, tapping into the universal database, different star systems to ask for that upgrade. It's
There's
wild.
that's amazing that you can do that.
Anyone
I
can
want
do
to.
that. Anyone can do
Right,
that.
right. You're right. I want to practice more in dream time because I do feel like the dreams have been very, very powerful lately. So I'm gonna try to take advantage of all the solar flares and solar energy
Yeah.
that's coming in and
Yeah.
hopefully start traveling a bit more.
Yeah. And what about spirit animals? So animals from the earth. Do you have any of them around you?
I didn't really know spirit animals were a thing. Like I've been talking so much to our galactic beings and
Mm.
to different dragons, and then suddenly I was with a friend and I was just like bringing forward some of her spirit guides so she could see them.
Mm.
And then she says, "Oh," and I was like, "Okay, and who is next to you, to your right?" And she says, "A gorilla." And that took me
Mm.
out of
You're
like
like,
the moment. I was like,
oh,
we get those too, like you get
yeah, we
animals, and then
do. We
that
do.
opened a
Yeah.
whole floodgate. Tell me more
Yeah.
about the animals.
The animals come in and out. So I've had many animals come in and out, and normally they're in there just for a short amount of time for a theme or what you're working through. So I get
Mhm.
dolphin energy a lot when it's around that flow. I'll go down the beach and just I'll look out. First thing I see is a dolphin down at the beautiful
Mhm.
beach where I walk in the morning, and I'm like, oh. Or a dolphin will come in my meditation, or I'll be cleansing in the pools of my imagination, and a dolphin will come swim up, which I'm like, it's back, which is nice. But I've had foxes. I've had a fox come in and out. What else have I had? Dogs. Dogs are quite common, any animal. And they all have different themes that are unique and special to you. So people can Google the themes, but I like to trust the intuition. So really connecting with the animal when it comes to you and asking what it means to you, because everyone has their own unique theme and representation of that animal and how it relates to them. So that's really special.
Yeah. I think an animal that did come through to me when I was talking to my ancestors was like a black hawk, and it just
Yeah.
sat.
Yep.
on my shoulder.
Yeah,
And
birds are very
then
common. Mm.
it actually like punctured like pierced through
Oh, wow.
my like yeah like the claws pierced through my collarbone, and that was the first time that I felt that persecution wound
Yeah,
that I've
right.
held from our time
Ah,
in yeah, in
yep.
ancient Egypt.
Yeah.
So that was like the first inkling of, oh, there's something here that I need to look
Yeah.
into, and
Yeah.
that's been coming up a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to get crows in the physical. So, crows and butterflies. So, physically seeing, so many crows are around, like in my just day-to-day life, crows, they'd always be there. Those big black raven crows. I'm not sure if they were ravens or crows, but, and that was always a change. And that was through my addiction times. I need to change this. You need to change this. You need to change this. You need to change this. You're going to keep seeing this until you change it. Change it. You're not getting the
Right,
message.
right.
More crows. And butterflies are a beautiful message of connection for me as well.
I was about to say, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know why I said I wasn't connected, because I literally have a couple tattoos and they are of dragonflies and
Oh, yeah,
butterflies. And I think
dragonflies. Yep, yep.
that was when my both my grandfathers passed away. Those were the first, like that was my first, I think that was probably closer to my first connection with spirit, where I was like,
Yeah,
oh look, like there's my grandfather. Oh, like I'm thinking about my other grandfather. He was a
yeah,
dragonfly. So
yeah,
that
yeah,
I would started to see them everywhere, and I was like, oh, I wonder like what's the message here. And then I
yeah.
started diving into spirituality,
Yeah,
and now we're
beautiful.
here.
And that's another, there are other beings that can be around us, are our past loved ones. So connecting with our ancestors, past loved ones that are always there. So we can call in their energy whenever we feel guided, see their face, and they are there. They are with us, which is
Yes.
beautiful.
And they hold so much wisdom and so
They
much
do.
love too, just because they're
Yes.
already like
Yeah.
in a state of so much bliss, and just
Yeah, yeah. They
whenever
can
they
just
do
come
come.
and just put their hand on your shoulder and just hold you whenever you need that extra support, which is really beautiful. You can feel the power of all of your ancestors standing behind you. They've got you back. Yeah.
You just have to tap into that. You just have
Absolutely.
to,
It's just a thought. Like
and
it's
everyone
your
can.
thoughts are
Hmm.
powerful. In an instant, you can be connected with your ancestors. Yeah, in that
Absolutely.
thought. Yeah. Yeah, amazing. But
I love
tapping
that.
into the dialects as well, that
Oh,
is
yes.
interesting. So we can physically channel the dialects of cosmic beings. So I have my own beautiful soul song, my own light language, um, which everyone's probably heard. um, and what we can do is, with our intention, ask to tap into a frequency. So ask to tap into the Palladian frequency. And bring through that. It's only a high frequency. Tapping into different, other frequencies. Whatever you want to come through, play with it.
I love when fairies come through as well, because it sounds really similar, but more like and
Beautiful.
very
Love
like
that.
playful.
Yeah.
Then I can do, whenever I tap into dragons, it's always very like guttural, very like Niakataishiana horkono suata yalesia kanasia kusuaka nasaya leshiasa nuakas.
Yashaki anadashaki kyasha iya diashi dashaya daya kyasha.
Mm.
Dragon. Oh, you feel that flame, that power.
Yeah, yeah.
Anunnaki, like I'm feels Anunnaki. I've got this low one that comes through. Oh, Andromedan. Dom dio kyo kyon do kya aya do kya kya ayu don
Mm.
do do indio dia daya do kya. Which is really, oh, it's deep and
Kokono solo koshuana na
oh,
sakata wana na salaishia hosos. Yeah. I don't really
beautiful.
know how to place them all the time though. How do you know?
Yeah,
Or is it
I
just
feel it's
an
just
ask?
it's not a logical thing. It's just feeling the frequency. Yeah. So the code comes through and you feel it. You just trust it. And it's like when a being comes in, you can feel its frequency. So that's
Hmm.
another really important thing is discerning what is of the light. So if a being comes through and presents themselves, you can always ask them to show themselves, to show themselves in truth. Are you of the light? And after you say that, you'll feel it. Like you'll feel their love. You feel
Hmm.
their support and their beautiful frequency of unconditional love, or it'll feel icky. And if it feels a bit off,
Right.
you're like, no, don't want you in my field. um,
Oof. Immediately, I just call in the archangel energies and I
yeah,
just like,
you can just
or the
transmute.
dragons. Yeah,
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 yeah. It's
absolutely.
so powerful to have that. It's such a beautiful tool to have at any time you're feeling a little bit insecure in the field. If it's not stable, if you don't feel safe, secure, and protected, calling in the archangel and the dragon, setting up the pillars. So I like to set up the pillars of the dragon, the archangels, the ancestors, and the elementals. And you
Oh, it's
feel,
beautiful.
yeah,
Hmm.
you feel safe in that.
Yes, and that's where you can play, where you can allow yourself to, okay, like let's just play. Let's see what comes up. Let's
Yeah.
talk to the ancestors or to the dragons or the Pleiadians or Arcturians, whoever wants to come on.
Everyone has one main spirit guide. One main spirit guide that's been contracted with us since birth. Do you know, have you had contact with your one main spirit guide? And we have spirit guides that come in and out. So, for example, when we go through different project stages, so my motherhood stage, a mothering, nurturing spirit guide will come in.
Hmm.
When we go through learning Reiki, the Reiki guides will come in. But we normally have one main spirit guide that is contracted to be with us throughout our journey in incarnation here. Do you have any connection with yours?
I feel like I have seven.
Yeah, we all
Like,
have a massive
like,
team. Massive
yeah.
team.
I don't, I just don't know how to single out one. I do have, I would say two. It's
Yeah,
two, and it's like the
yeah,
two on
yeah.
my shoulders.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And like on one side, it's like this masculine, like the balance to my feminine. And then
Hmm.
on this other side, it's this little dragon, this little white pearlescent dragon who's just like always with me. And she kind of reminds me of water as well. So probably
Yeah.
like some sort of lifetime. But the main dragon I work with is the white dragon. But I just there's so many, and
Yeah,
like you said, some
no, yeah. And we can just tap
it's
into
so
them at all
beautiful.
different times.
Right. And it's so
Yeah.
beautiful to see how like they come in and they come out like whenever you need them, whatever
Yeah.
you're going through. And then suddenly I'll be like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And
Yeah.
like my one of my guides will be like, "Oh, because it's time for you to learn this other lesson." Like I'm your
Yeah.
support again.
Yeah. And
Hmm.
just
What about you?
trusting. Yeah,
Right,
trusting
right.
who
What
comes
about
up at what
you?
time. So I have my main spirit guide is a female. Her name is Miriam. Sometimes she'll present as Mary. She is a beautiful, wise woman with beautiful, just graying white hair, who's always been a beautiful support to me.
Beautiful.
And when my clairaudience was starting to come in, she like at first I would hear her. Um, when it was at the very start of my experience, like I would hear her with my physical ears, and I'm like, oh my God. And it was just amazing. But I haven't had that since. So only when it just started to come on. The other guides I call in all the time is my healing team or psychic surgery team. So everyone has our own healing team, our own psychic surgery team, and we can call upon them whenever we need. So when we're doing healing, when
Hmm.
we're going to bed at night, calling in your healing team. Please assist me to heal tonight, whatever it is that needs to be healing. And these guides, we can call upon whoever is necessary. So, saying something like calling in whoever feels that they are able to assist, and then you might get your unicorn, you might get your Octurian, you might get your Syrian,
Exactly.
you might get
Hmm.
your Anunnaki.
Right. Yeah,
Anyone.
that's what you
Yeah.
taught me during our one-on-one session that we had, and about your bringing in your surgical team to help with
Yes.
the little details, or like
Yeah.
to help remove any sort of densities that are like really in there. So for me, I bring in two Arcturians, which
Yeah.
they're like a male and a female energy, and then one gray. And
Yeah,
she's absolutely
nice.
beautiful
Yeah.
and which we haven't talked about grays, but
No,
maybe
we
for next
haven't. We
time.
haven't talked about the Orion cluster. We haven't talked about any reptilian, draconian,
There's
greys
ooh,
yet because there are positive. So, some races get the bad rap, but there are light beings in all of those races. Yeah, I've worked with
Exactly.
some very beautiful reptilian beings, which are of the light, and
That's
greys as
amazing.
well. Yeah,
And good to know as well.
yeah,
Like as we shift into unity consciousness on Earth, there's
yeah,
also many shifts going on in the cosmos. So that's like the Earth's ascension is something so much bigger than we even know, like because it's gonna have so many implications in the cosmic level.
absolutely. Wow, this was fun.
Yeah, we can probably start wrapping up soon, but there are
Yeah.
so
We could talk about this forever. So,
it's so expensive.
yeah, join us again for our next conversations, and we have a very special offering coming up on the 2-2 portal to clear some sisterhood woundings, break the chains of the sisterhood wounding, to release, free the divine feminine.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
a beautiful journey that we're gonna go on and just go back all the way to the inception point of that wound. I know that it was something super powerful for me to witness, and I'm just so excited to share this with everyone.
Yeah, that'll be beautiful. Well, thank you so much for this amazing discussion today.
Thank you, Kat, and thank you to all our guides and
Yes,
ancestors
thank
and
you, thank
archangels
you,
and
thank you.
dragons and everyone that was here. We
Yeah, they're
appreciate
always
this.
there when we need you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Ooh, this is beautiful. I'm excited to keep opening this channel up.